My ex said, "You'll never replace me." I didn't. I upgraded. When Jake broke up with me, he made sure to do it in the most humiliating way possible. In front of our mutual friends at his birthday dinner, he raised his glass and said, "To freedom." Everyone laughed. I just sat there, pretending not to care while my heart cracked in half. He looked me dead in the eye and said, "You'll never replace me." The next morning, he blocked me on everything, then started posting stories with his new girl, a model-type influencer named Tessa. Perfect hair, fake smile, and captions like, "When you know, you know." I wanted to hate her, but mostly, I hated how easily he moved on. He knew every insecurity I had, how I struggled with self-worth, how I'd question if I was enough. So of course, he used that against. The worst part? Everyone around us acted like I was overreacting. At least he was honest, they said. Honest? He cheated, lied, and made me feel like I was a backup plan. For months, I disappeared, focused on myself, therapy twice a week, joined a local gym, started painting again, even applied for a promotion at work, something I'd never done because Jake once said, "You're too emotional to handle leadership." That sentence haunted me more than the breakup. But when my boss called me in and offered me the senior marketing role, I cried in her office. It felt like I'd finally taken my life back. A year later, fate decided to test me. My company hosted a networking gala. Big event, fancy suits, champagne, all that. And guess who showed up as a guest of one of our vendors? Jake. He walked in with the same smug smirk, Tessa clinging to his arm like an accessory. I froze for half a second, then smiled, because I wasn't the same girl anymore. When I went on stage to present our campaign results, his jaw literally dropped. I could feel his eyes burning into me. I kept my voice steady, professional, confident. Every word was a reminder that I'd become everything he said I couldn't be. When the presentation ended, the crowd applauded. My boss hugged me. Cameras flashed. Jake just stood there, pale and speechless. Later that night, he approached me near the bar. "Wow," he said, scratching the back of his neck. "You've changed." I smiled. "No, Jake. I just stopped letting you define me." He chuckled awkwardly like he wanted to act cool. "You know, Tessa and I, things didn't work out. Maybe we could grab coffee sometime?" I leaned closer, just enough for him to catch the perfume he once said made me smell too expensive. "Jake," I whispered, "you were right about one thing. I didn't replace you." He grinned, thinking I was flirting. I upgraded. His smile faded. I turned and walked away, joining my new boyfriend, Evan, the CEO of the hosting company, who placed his hand on the small of my back as we left. I didn't even look back. But karma wasn't done with Jake yet. Months later, I got a message from one of his friends saying Jake had been let go from his job. Apparently, he'd tried to start a side hustle selling fake designer watches and got caught. I didn't respond, but I won't lie. I laughed. The same guy who once called my ambitions pointless was now begging people for connections on LinkedIn. Meanwhile, I just closed a deal that got our company featured in Forbes. Evan surprised me with a trip to Santorini to celebrate. As I stood on that balcony overlooking the sea, sipping wine, I realized something. I didn't just upgrade partners. I upgraded my entire life. Jake was right about one thing. You can't replace people like him. Because once you heal from them, you'll never want to.